Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself. I'm about to get my boy Mikey in here real quick, and there he is.
Just like that. Just like that. Hey, welcome back to the Rundown, 2A Views, Conservative News. My name is Mike Piroworski, coming to you live from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most from the co-host with the most, Craig. Thank God it's Monday, right?
Thank God it's Monday. Fun day.
Oh, no sound. Come on. There we go. Got it.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me.
Look at Gomer go, baby.
Look at Gomer go. Look at Gomer go. Yeah, Mike, you may have forgotten since you said it to me. So in that video, because they start off outside, it starts off a little low, but eventually they get the partying going on.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I just assumed you didn't have it because 90% of the things I send you say, oh, that's not good for the show. That's not good for the show.
Got to include Gomer. Got to include Gomer. He is hilarious. He is hilarious. I just figured, you know what? We've been looking for something for Monday, and you sent that, and I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of fun. So we'll have it for Fun Day.
That's it. Monday Fun Day. We'll just cut that down to like them walking up for that last second, then they open the door, and Gomer's going at it, baby. Gomer don't care that it's Monday. It's Fun Day for Gomer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how I usually feel on Mondays, man. Like I said, I've resolved myself to the fact I'm here. I'm here.
That's right.
At least till Wednesday.
Day one of the hostage situation. Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. How was your weekend, my friend?
It was so good. I have no idea what has happened in the world since I last saw you.
Well, I will tell you, it's been it's been kind of a blah weekend. At least I got to be honest. I was looking for stories today, and it was not easy to find anything particularly interesting going on. Not that anything didn't go on, just most of it wasn't really interesting.
You know what I have seen is a lot of the things that you and I complained about in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks that have not been stories, and because the media kept crushing them, are now becoming stories. You know, like her whole I don't support gun control at the debate talk. That's kind of coming around back to bite her in the ass now.
Well, it is. Well, the poll numbers, obviously, everyone's talking about the polls. It's like you got one set of polls that say Trump's winning. You got one set of polls that say that she's winning. And then the very same polls flip flop. In the end, I'll be honest. If she is not beating Trump in the major poll, I mean in the nationwide by at least 7-8 points, and in each of the individual states, if she's not beating him by 10 points, I don't believe the poll, because even if she's beating him by 8 or 10, it's closer than they say.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely right. You know, it's just have to wait. What do we got? What is it, like 48 days left, something like that?
So something like that, definitely something like that. I'm looking, to me, part of me is kind of looking forward to this whole thing being over. But in the end, here's what I've come to realize, Mike: it's never going to be over. It really isn't. Someone asked me the other day, they're like, "Well, don't you really just want to get rid of Trump?" I said, "Look, let me tell you something. If you really want to get rid of Donald Trump and you don't want to see him on the political stage anymore nationally, elect him president. Then he can't run again."
Yeah. That's right.
He'll make America great, and he said we'll never have to have another election. He already said it.
Yep. 42 days away. 42 days.
42 days. 42 days left. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get this day going, and we'll start it off with a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah, let's say hi to our good friends at Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. If you got that AR, you probably got one of their barrels. You don't even know it. Well, now you can buy from them factory direct. That's hitmanindustries.net. Get the barrel you want for your next AR build or rebarrel your current AR platform. Hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you could take part in California's future today. If you want the best in tactical concealed holsters on the market, get on over to hogholsters.com. That's HAWG holsters.com. Hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown, all one word, no spaces, all caps. Get yourself a nice little discount. And I was able to see my friends this weekend up at uscombatgear.com. Use the discount. Oh no, then we got to call. Got to call them for a little discount. Let them know you're a veteran. They have everything in field gear that you can need to take yourself outdoors, indoors, whatever you want to do. That's uscombatgear.com.
So these are our sponsors. Please take a moment, visit them, check them out, spend some money with them, and if you like what you see, well, spend some money with them and tell them the guys over at the Rundown sent you. So you got a chance to hang out with the folks from U.S. Combat Gear in the big GA.
Up there in the BA and the big GA there in Columbus, Georgia.
Very nice, very nice. Anything in particular you were there for?
I was there for. What are you writing a book?
I just didn't know if you were there for any, because I know the last time we were in Georgia together was for the Gainey Cup. Last time, well, the two of us and Scott were together there in Georgia. I think we had a chance to hang out with him at Shot as well, but just didn't know if anything in particular was going on.
Nope, was just passing through, found myself near Columbus, Georgia, decided to say hi.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure a good time was had by all Scott's very, very good people in uscombatgear.com. Once again, phenomenal folks. Please take a moment, visit their website. By the way, you can find all those websites in the links. The links, it's in the description to this program. So go ahead and check that out. Also, if you're watching us live at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, go ahead and comment. We're following your comments and would love to share what you have to say. Let us know what you think about the program. Let us know what you think about, anything we got going on. Would love to hear from you. And if we find it interesting, don't have to agree with it, but if we find it interesting, we'll go ahead and we'll share it with our audience. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into today's program. Today is going to be, once again, kind of an interesting one because I was having a hard time finding news. And then I came across this little ditty, which I found to be interesting. Attempted assassin offers $150,000 to kill Trump. Now, mind you, this was in a letter that was put out several months earlier. But nonetheless, I guess this was like a kind of he knew he was going to be doing this. So he put together this letter and he left it with a friend and was kind of hoping that, just in case something he wasn't successful, he could get some folks to finish the job for him. And here's the story right here. Says Ryan Ruth, whatever his name is, offered $150K to anyone who could complete the job on Trump, letter shows. Ryan Roth, the man suspected of trying to kill former President Donald Trump last week, offered $150,000 to anyone to finish the job, end quote, according to a court document submitted by federal prosecutors Monday. Prosecutors filed a letter in federal court that Roth allegedly dropped off at a house several months ago, addressed to the quote the world. It references a failed assassination attempt. This was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I am so sorry I failed you. I tried my best to give it all the gumption I could muster. The letter reads, It is up to you now to finish the job, and I will offer $150,000 to whomever can complete the job. Now, Mike, here's the thing that I don't get about this, and I think that there's an article that I was reading by featuring former Attorney General Barr. Why would the Department of Justice let a letter like this out into the public? I mean, it is literally like a Facebook marketplace ad for a hit on Donald Trump.
Yeah, oh geez, Craig, this one's hard to figure out. This is what we'd put at the level in law enforcement of a Scooby-Doo whodunit. This is so easy. They're trying to incite more violence against this man. When we would have a major case, public interest case, and somebody would come throw a ton of money at it for information leading to the arrest or conviction thereof, we hated it. Always tried to do everything you can without putting that out there, because as soon as you put that kind of money on the table, you bring the crazies out of the woodwork. Obviously, this is the first crazy, right? This Ruth guy or whatever his name is, and now I guess he's going to write a check for 150 grand while he's sitting in lockup. Is that how this works? And somebody else tries it. He's gonna write them a jail check, right? Is that maybe a little you get a little extra pack of cigarettes from him as well while you're there. This is just the Justice Department trying to bring more pain down on the Trump family.
I mean, regarding both attempted assassinations, one has to wonder, because it's almost like they are. It's an epic. It's been an epic fail from beginning to end. The only thing, the funny part is that the only reason Donald Trump has not been killed yet is because of the incompetence of the two people who have tried. Because it seems like the Department of Justice and the Secret Service have done everything they can to make sure that people have the ability to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. I also saw in the news earlier today that a Secret Service agent had accidentally shot themselves, and that Secret Service agent is now assigned to the Trump detail.
Is now what?
Now assigned to the Trump detail.
You're kidding me, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. I just look. That's how bad things have gotten, man. They've gotten that bad. It's like, really? That's quite believable.
Yes. It's true. It's true.
Oh. Anyway, it's funny. It's so bad, and this is what's interesting. It is so bad in terms of how the media and how the left have handled this, because they're treating Donald Trump like, well, he deserved it, right? And then they're down. I mean, and now the worst case scenario, you have them acting like Donald Trump either is faking it or he's encouraging people to do this. I mean, you had Don Lemon go on CNN and basically say, he needs to tone down his rhetoric and maybe people will stop trying to kill him. All the way from that, all the way then back to, well, you then acting like downplaying. Well, at least he didn't, at least the guy didn't get a shot off. And I'm like, do you not know how golf works? He was at the next hole. It's called lying in wait. He was waiting for Donald Trump to come to him. It wasn't that he wasn't in range. He just wasn't in range yet. But one guy who I want to give a little bit of credit to is because he's a guy I never give credit to. Chris Cuomo over at News Nation, used to be on CNN, actually was like, look, this is getting ridiculous how this whole thing is being handled. I wanted to go ahead and play this little video that he did, or just part of a commentary that he did on the subject.
I don't get it. That's why I reached out to Trump. I wanted to just say, listen, I'm really sorry that this is going on and it's being dealt with this way. Not because I'm in favor of his politics or what he says. I criticize him all the time. That's my job, and he deserves it. But he doesn't deserve this. A guy pointing an AK-47 at him while he's playing golf? And we take solace in the fact that the guy didn't get any rounds off. That does not work for me. If I had been through what that guy's been through in the last 2 months, you would not know where I am. You would never see me on TV again. No way I would do that. I don't know how he does it. He's got kids, they're adults, but he's got grandkids. He's got a wife. People giving crap to Melania Trump, worrying about whether or not there was a plot around his husband. How could she not? I don't think she's right, but I totally get why she feels that way, and people mock her. And then her husband has a guy pointed with an AK-47. Where are those people apologizing? That's what it's...
All right. Before I get into my thoughts of what he had to say, you're the resident firearms expert. Where can I get an 8K-47?
Oh, those are right near the AR-14s on the same aisle. You get them on the same aisle.
I was just wondering, because I was like, wow, an 8K-47. I've never heard of those before.
Which was even the rifle used, but that's, was an SKS that was used, not an AK-47. But
Well, everybody in the media was saying AK-47, so.
well, no, you're correct, and that's what the media said. Until anybody that's ever seen a firearm sees the picture and goes, "That's not an AK." It's just sorry. It's a gun from Russia. I'll give them that. How about that?
It's a gun from Russia.
Yeah,
Once again, Russian collusion.
that's right. That's right.
I don't know if here's the thing about Cuomo is I don't know if this is a sincere commentary by him or if this is him trying to rebrand himself as middle of the road on News Nation. But I will give him credit for at least saying it. I wish he had called out his fellow friends in the media about how they're handling it, because they're the ones that are doing it. He didn't mention anything about the fact that they're actually like blaming him for being shot at. I find that to be atrocious.
Yeah, well, this guy's always going to be Fredo to me. So I think I'm curious myself, Greg. I mean, I bet as a family guy, maybe he's having a little bit of thoughts about they've taken a shot at him twice. And being a New York guy, he knows what it means when you get shot at twice. It means somebody really wants you to keep your mouth shut, because there's things are going to happen. So maybe that hits him, or is he trying to get his face back in the media?
You mean Donald Trump trying to get his face back in the media?
No. Fredo Cuomo here. Yeah.
Oh, Fredo Cuomo. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. There's both of it. Yeah. News Nation is it's a now streaming network. I think they're on some cable things, but they're trying to establish some legitimacy. And so they bring folks in like Cuomo, but they're trying to establish themselves as a middle of the road. And they realize that Chris Cuomo's not passing muster as middle of the road. So I think a big part of this is him trying to rebrand himself. But if he's going to do it, this is a good way to do it, because at least he's expressing a sentiment that needs to be expressed.
Yes. So I'll give him that.
Yeah. Don't give him much, but I will give him that.
That's right.
All right, folks, that brings us to our next story. Harris supports gun confiscation, but she's pro Second Amendment. Now, this is old news for us. I mean, we've talked about some of this stuff ad nauseum, because, the problem is just recently she had the nerve to come out and say that she was actually pro-gun. I mean, that she was pro Second Amendment. She didn't say it at the same time she said she supported gun confiscation. But needless to say, there's plenty of evidence that is out there that she, in fact, does support gun confiscation. This article right here over at Breitbart kind of points it out just a wee bit. It says here, Kamala Harris, I want some guns banned and pre-crime gun confiscation, but I'm also pro-Second Amendment. On Sunday, Democrat presidential candidate Vice President Kamala Harris admitted she wants some guns banned and supports pre-crime firearm confiscation, yet she still claimed to be pro-Second Amendment. Harris wrote, quote, "It is a false choice to suggest that you are either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away." She continued, "I am in favor of the Second Amendment and I am in favor of an assault weapons ban, universal background checks, and red flag laws. An assault weapons ban targets the gun which Democrats appear to loathe the most, the AR-15, although it is a rifle which Americans love the most." On July 21st, 2022, Breitbart News pointed to National Shooting Sports Foundation numbers showing there were more AR and AK style rifles in circulation than Ford F-150 trucks on the road. Now, to be clear, folks, what we are talking about is semi-automatic center fire rifles. That's what she says she wants to ban. That's what they consider to be assault weapons. Well, let me clarify. If they are what I like to call assaulty, meaning if they're black Got to stare, got to profile them if they're black, right? If they have cool stuff on them, if they look cool and they're black, they're clearly assault weapons.
Wait, are you saying if they look cool and are black, or they look cool because they're black?
No, they can look cool and black, or they can just look cool. If you put wood on it, then it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Track it.
I mean, come on, Mike. You've seen all the comparisons where they have the black AR style rifle with all of the accessories on it, and then you have the hunting rifle that, by the way, also happens to be on an AR platform, and it's got wood, and so therefore it's cool.
That's it. That should be our new motto, by the way. We've got wood.
Sorry about that. Had to hit the dump button, otherwise I was going to sneeze right in your ear.
Good that you didn't hear what I said.
No, yes, exactly. I did not hear what you said. But I think, what gets me is that...
Message that back to Craig, if you would. Do a hashtag and then what I said. Send that back to Craig. He'll love it.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Hit the hashtag, whatever he said. By the way, I have a comment from Benny Gates over on Facebook. Like I said, Democrats want Trump dead. What is so difficult to understand about the brain of circus monkey Democrats?
Yeah. Excellent.
Excellent comment.
Yep.
Cheers to Benny.
Hi-ho.
Yeah. I just think that the very fact that she thinks people are dumb enough that she can be on both sides of issues. Like, if you believe in gun confiscation, now I want you to think about this. She wants to ban the most commonly owned firearm in the entire country, number one. Number two, she supports a mandatory buyback. So she's not just supporting banning it, she wants to confiscate it. And then on top of that, she supports the idea of putting together a list of who owns what firearms. Why does she want that list? Otherwise known as universal background, so that they know where to go and confiscate the guns. And then finally, she believes in a process where someone can lose their right to keep and bear arms and have their guns confiscated before they ever have their day in court. They've committed absolutely no crime. Now, I'm trying to find out the I'm pro Second Amendment. What's the pro Second Amendment part of all of that?
There is none. That would be in the lie part, right? Because once again, she's willing to say whatever she wants to the people in front of her to try and convince them she's on their team, when all she wants is the power so she could be more corrupt, continue in her corruption is what she wants.
Well, exactly, because
during that portion, Craig, she also said, and then we'll come into your house without a warrant to make sure you have the guns you're supposed to have and you're storing them the proper way, and if not, we'll be taking them from you.
Oh, you mean like this?
You shouldn't have said that, because this is what you also said.
Just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs.
Yep, like that.
I mean, you said it.
Yep.
I honestly don't understand. Does she think we're all stupid?
She's counting on it. And again, there are people out there, she could say the opposite thing in the same sentence and they wouldn't care. Well,
there you go. That's it. Because in the end, and this is why people are telling her, don't talk about where you stand on issues, because it doesn't matter. As far as all she has to do is say, I'm not Donald Trump.
Yes.
And there's a whole group of people out there that are going to vote for her. Now,
yep.
There's also a group of people out there who, well, they're not going to believe her. They're how do I put this? She is trying to disassociate herself from this current administration. Like, you had Tim Walz go up and say, we can't handle 4 more years of this. I'm like, yeah, no, you're right, we can't. But your party's the one in charge right now. Your running mate is the one who is vice president right now. And they're literally trying to lie to us and convince us that, well, no, she's not the vice. This is not the vice president you are looking for.
That's right.
It is beyond insane. And by the way, some people are falling for it. They are literally falling for it. Just like, and by the way, just like they're falling for the fact is that once again, they're trying to tell you that crime went down. That's right. They're trying to tell you in 2023, crime went down. Now, there's two angles to this story. And you know, we've already talked about this before, but there's two angles to this story. But first we're going to start with, show you what the media's saying. And the reason why they're having to say this is because they want you to ignore your lying eyes. When you walk into your store, in your pharmacy, or you walk into your grocery store and everything is locked up and you have to get somebody to come get you to come and take the stuff out so you can get to your toothpaste, they don't want you to believe that is actually happening, right? Anyway, according to FBI data, crime in the U.S. fell in 2023, FBI data shows. Crime overall in the U.S. fell in 2023 compared to a year earlier, with significant decrease in murder and rape, according to new FBI released data. The statistics published in the FBI's Summary of Crime in the Nation 2023 report showed a continued downward trend in crime across the country after its surge during the coronavirus pandemic. Overall violent crime dropped an estimated 3% in 2023 compared to the previous year, according to the FBI report. The largest decreases were seen in murder, non-negligent manslaughter, and fell an estimated 11.6%. And rape also saw a sharp decline, falling an estimated 9.4%. Now, Mike, I know we've already talked about this, so I know you know the flaws with this data. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it over to you to comment first and tell me your thoughts on the decrease in crime that the Biden-Harris administration has been so successful in bringing about.
Yeah, Craig, and you as informed as you are on this, we both talk about this a lot. You talking about the decriminalization of crime. Well, if we take crimes off the books, well, we're not taking crimes off the books, right? We've just been instructed by the district's attorneys and the state's attorneys that we're no longer prosecuting those crimes. So if we're no longer prosecuting those crimes, then those crimes are not being reported to the FBI, to the Uniform Crime Statistics. So what you have is the same amount of crimes out there, if not more. We're just no longer counting them as crimes. We're letting them go free. We have more victims, but less crime. I'm not sure how that works out. Oh, that's right. We're lying about the number of criminals and lying about the number of crimes to sway the numbers. This is what happened, folks. You may go back and remember with the shooting down at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida, in South Florida. Remember the young man that turned into the killer was contacted by the sheriff's office and local police department 30 times. Remember? It was 30 times. And they chose not to report it because if they report it, then their crime numbers go up. And if their crime numbers go up, they don't keep getting the federal grant money from the government, for the special programs and needs that they want. So they're underreporting crimes while crimes are continuing to go up because they want their money.
Right. And by the way, to add to the decriminalization of crime, you have something like 22 major cities are no longer reporting their data. So we don't know if crime has gone up in these major cities. They're not sending their data to the FBI anymore. But what really got me, Mike, about this whole thing is this is not new. The claims that they're making, they were making these claims as early, I'm pretty sure, like the second quarter of 2024. Why are they doing it all of a sudden now? Why is this now all of a sudden a story again? Because the election is right around the corner.
There you go.
And they're reporting it like it's new news. And the funny part is, not only is it old fake news, not only is it fake news, but it's old fake news.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, they never cease to amaze me. Never, never, ever do they ever cease to amaze me. All right, this next story, you've probably been seeing reports in the news about book bans, right? the fact that there have been more book bans. And I'm telling you, man, I really don't know if it is, I really don't know if it's me or if it's deja vu or what is going on. But I'm like, okay, so you have the last story and then you have this story. And I'm like, I know we've reported on these stories before. Why are they all of a sudden back in the news? Mike, stop me if you've heard this story before. U.S. public schools banned 10,000 books in most recent academic year. That would be last year, right? That would be the 23-24 academic year. Stop me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've talked about this. More than 10,000 books were banned in U.S. public schools from 2023 to 24, according to a report, marking a stark increase over the year before as Republican-led states passed censorship laws. The survey from PEN America suggests that bans of books nearly tripled nationwide from 3,362 the previous year. At least 13 titles were banned for the first time, including Alex Haley's Roots, the Saga of an American Family, that describes the journey of an enslaved person from Africa to the U.S., and James Baldwin's Go Tell It on the Mountain, the acclaimed semi-autobiographical work in Harlem, New York. Now, Mike, what gets me about this is that the lies that they're telling here are still the same. So
Yes.
they're bringing up books. Once again, they're bringing up the books that talk about black people or people of color, which, by the way, don't even represent. I mean, there's something like they're like the bottom 75%. They're not even. They're nowhere near the books that are being challenged. They don't mention. You notice they don't mention genderqueer, which basically is gay cartoon porn. They don't mention the Bluest Eye. They don't mention any of Flamer. All of these books that actually contain graphic sex in them. Don't mention them at all. Don't make the list. But we knew this. We've talked about this before, right?
Yeah. Those are okay, Craig. You know, what we have to do, remember, is ban Huckleberry Finn. That's what we have to get rid of. We have to. That's just
right, because someone dropped the N-word in it.
That's right. Can't have that. Can't have that, Craig. We understand it's a literary work from 100 years ago, but zero value. We have to get rid of it because of the one word that we know better than to say now.
Right. Well, once again, what is getting me is, once again, this is another thing where they accuse the right of being the ones that are pushing a culture war, but who are the ones that are really trying to redefine our culture? I mean, who's pushing porn on our kids? Who's trying to tell our kids, well, you can take medication and have surgeries and turn yourself from a boy to a girl or from a girl to a boy? I mean, who's really the ones engaged in a quote unquote culture war? I'm telling you, leave my kids alone. And you're saying, no, your kids are my kids, so I get to tell them whatever the heck I want.
Yeah, I don't believe it has anything to do with the books, Craig. It has anything to do with the content. It has to do with what you and I have talked about many times on here. It has to do with control. If this is something else they can take over, if this is something else they control, another aspect of your life, whether it's wearing a mask, getting a vaccination, or the books you get to read on the shelf, it's about control.
Yes, their goal is to control. And that's, by the way, folks, that's how Marxism works. Even the people who originally conceived of Marxism, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, they understood that the things needed to put Marxism or to put communism in place, the people will never support. So you have to trick them and or force them in order to implement these policies. You have to lie to them. They believe it's it's okay to lie to people in order to get them to do what it is that you want.
And as we know, you don't have to lie, Craig. You ain't
got to lie. No, for capitalism, for free market economy, for democratic republic, no, you do not need to lie. What you need to do, start telling the damn truth. And Lord knows we don't get enough of that.
Yep.
All right, folks, so that now brings us to our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Just go to hogholsters.com, use the discount code The Rundown, all caps, no spaces. Get your Hog Holster today. All right, this first one comes to us from the Babylon Bee, fake news that you can count on. A lot of talk about polls. A lot of talk about polls right now. And a new poll out from the Babylon Bee says, new poll shows Kamala with huge lead among deranged assassin demographic.
True.
So
Very,
far, it's
very true.
100%.
Yep.
Now, I also don't know if you saw over the weekend, but Biden held a meeting of his cabinet, and it turns out it was a different Biden who was running the meeting. Notes here, Jill Biden becomes first female president.
Yeah. Yep. Just took over. That's no joke, folks.
That
Sat
is
down,
absolutely
took
no
over.
joke. She was running the meeting. All right, and this last one here, this is not from the Babylon Bee, but, you know, for those of you out there who are, you know, if you're a female and you're watching this program and you're interested in dating a feminist man, just know that this is what you're likely to get.
That's why, genuinely, as a feminist man, I think that toxic masculinity is so destructive for our culture.
Cheers to that.
Right?
I wish all men were feminists like you.
Me too.
It's so refreshing.
All right, here's that check for you, sir. Sir? First of all, do not assume my pronouns. Second of all, how dare you assume that because I'm a man that I'm going to be paying for this whole dinner? Women are fully capable of paying for themselves.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to split the bill between you two then?
Actually, why don't we do this so we can really drive this point home for you, because you're giving me very misogynistic vibes right now. Leave the entire bill, and she will pay for the entire thing because she is a strong, independent woman who does not need a man to provide for her. As a feminist woman, wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, here's the check, ma'am. I'm sorry. Okay.
Canceled. I cannot believe how toxic that guy was.
Right, so toxic. Oh my god, this is expensive.
You got it.
Give me a purse, bitch! Give me a purse!
Ned, are you gonna help me?
Absolutely not. As a feminist man, I don't want to imply that you can't defend yourself just because you're a woman.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, what? Yeah, there's no difference between a man and a woman physically. Gender's just a cultural and societal construct. You're just as capable of defending yourself as a man is.
Chase, pussy!
As a feminist woman, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I guess, but can you at least do something like call the police? He's literally getting away with my purse.
The police. We need to defund those racist pieces of shit.
Hey, bitch. Long time no call.
Johnny Suckett, what are you doing outside of West Hollywood?
I make my rounds.
Long time no cock? Who is this?
Let's just say your little boy toy.
Yeah, I probably would have cut it off a little sooner, Craig.
Sorry about that. I meant to cut that last part out. My bad. Sorry about that, folks.
That's it. Hands
But
above
y'all get the
table.
point.
Yep. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. On that note, with that, before we're at the end of our program, but before we go, we're going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Let's say hey to our good friends there. You get an AR barrel for pistol or rifle caliber and pistol or rifle length. So check them out at hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. If you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, outdoor gear, make sure you get on over to uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. Please take a moment, visit our sponsors. Tell them the guys over at The Rundown sent you. With that, we're going to call it a day. We will be back tomorrow on Taco Tuesday. Till then, y'all have fun, stay safe, and if you get a chance, make sure to send a few downrange. We will holler at you tomorrow.
Woo-hoo.